Hello, YouTube audience. Today is early July. I think maybe the July the 11th. And today I want to do a update on this blueberry bonsai I have. It's from a nursery stock, ordinary nursery plant, and I repotted it and made it into a bonsai about 2 years ago. I think a little bit less than 2 years ago, and it's doing very well. And I repotted it earlier this year into a small bonsai pot. Not really a bonsai pot, an ordinary indoor houseplant pot. Originally without a drainage hole, but I drilled a drainage hole for it. So it's a bonsai pot now. So it has recovered very well, and has some nice growth on it, and I think it's ready for its first pruning for 2021. So it's overall doing very well, except there are some spots on the leaves, which could be some sort of rust. Consider that I repotted it early this year. The tree may initially be a little bit weak and have some rust on it. So rust is a fungal disease which the fungus always exists in the air. Let's see if you can take a look. This leaf has some spots in it. Looks like some type of rust in it for me. And it's just always exists in the air. And when the tree is weakened, normally get some of these diseases. If the tree recover with health, it's not really a big deal. So the tree is currently very healthy, so not a big deal for me. So I'm just going to proceed with pruning, and because it's only affected some leaves, we may even get away with just pruning off the sick leaves. But out of plenty of caution, I will spray it after I prune it. But overall, the plant is very, very healthy. I did some slight wiring earlier this year. The wire doesn't seem to be cutting in yet, so I don't think I need to take off the wire right now, because I wire it very loosely, so it's not cutting in yet. So I think that's okay. Okay, I will get started on the pruning. So the first thing I see is there is a dead stub here, which I can get rid of. So this is a side branch which is growing taller than the apex, so I need to reduce it back. The apex, I also don't need it to be longer anymore. So I would like to shorten the apex and hopefully it get 2 shoots out of the apex. That's what I hope. Okay, we have a spider on the plant, which will protect the plant. That's good. And here we have a long shoot. I can cut it. I'm simply shortening the branches and looking for leaves that are facing the good directions. This plant, I don't really think I still need to do a heavy growing on the plant, because considering its size, it's such a small plant. It doesn't have to be a very stumpy tree. It doesn't have to add too much thickness to it. I'm not after the Japanese aesthetic of very stumpy tree, very thick trunk, so I don't think I have to get much thicker. So go straight to the refinement stage. I think it's okay. So what I'm going to do is the regular pruning, which is mainly shorten each branch to the first 2 to 3 leaves. And on the base of those leaves, we are going to get a shoot out of it. And we will select those leaves that are facing a good direction. So that we will get a lot of branching out of these. This is branch is already very dense. I don't really see how many branches is there. There is already a lot of branches here. So this area I can leave it alone. There is a ugly leaf here I can remove. For places that's already very dense, we can even do a partial defoliation on it. Just going to get rid of some stumps. Although this wire is not biting yet, but if it's holding the branches already, the branch has set, I could potentially remove the wire. But I don't have to do it right now. There's some stumps here. The stumps, I can remove it. The stump, I can also remove it. Okay, and I have a flat, more flat surface. After removing it, I can put some cut paste on it to accelerate the healing. I forgot to bring the cut paste on my desk again, so I will do it later. I'm just moving the tree around to see what need to be pruned. So I want to prune off some of these side shoots. To give it a more compact shape. Let's see. Because I no longer need a lot of thickness, so I'm just going to prune it back to 2 or 3 shoots. Two or three leaves that's facing a good outward direction, so that it's going to develop good ramification. I don't think I need to spray this tree because the tree is growing very healthy, and I just need to cut off some of the sick leaves because there are several spiders living on this tree, and if I spray with chemicals, it may kill those spiders. I think the tree can fight the fungus infection off with that much health. I think they can fight it off. With no problem. Just to prevent future bitings, I'm going to try to remove this smaller wire. I think it's sufficient. The time is probably sufficient for it to set the branches. Just need to find where the wires goes. Yeah, I think it's pretty much sufficient. The wire has set. The branch has been setted by the wire. That's what I should have set correctly. Okay, set nicely without any bite mark. That's ideal. That's ideal. This may have been set. You can try to remove it. It's just a little bit heavy gauge. I don't want to use my finger to remove it. Let's see. Once I take this up, I will know if it has set the branch. Okay. I think this has set. So I can also remove this one. Blueberry really grow quick, so if after 6 weeks it's normally sufficient to set the branches. If it's growing fast, we can even remove it faster. So these are all doing well. Branches well set. What I can do is I can just prune off the tip, and also I'm going to prune this leaf with some spots on it. And hopefully that would encourage some new shoots to come out. Okay, the spider is hiding safely. Just need to see where I need to prune the shoots. I think I can reduce the leaf size pretty nicely. Looks like the big leaves are mostly on the long shoots, so if I just shorten the tips, and I think it's going to generate pretty small leaves. And there are some big leaf here I'm going to remove. Plenty of spiders, so it should not have much insect issue. And the strength of the tree is going to take care of the fungus issue, so not too worried about that. Pretty soon we're going to have a lot of ramifications, maybe too much ramification. Here is this leaf that's big and also has some spots on it. Going to remove. This shoot is too close to the trunk line, and I'm going to remove that entirely. Because I want to see the trunk. And hopefully some shoots are going to come out in other places. Some of the big leaves, what I can do is either completely remove that big leaf, or I can cut it in half. I'm going to remove that because with some spiders dancing on the leaves, cutting the leaves in half is too delicate work. I can cut these in half. I can just fold it and cut it in half, so that it looks like a tiny leaf, but it's actually a big leaf. The branch has set perfectly. Okay, this one I can shorten this branch. There is a stump here I can remove. think I could further shorten this. The direction of this branch is just not very good. Spider webs has trapped some of the trash. Leaflets in there. I'm going to remove those. Those are trapped by some of the spider silk. This new shoot is going backward to the trunk. I don't need that shoot. So there is a stump here. I can remove it when this branch get bigger, so that hopefully removing the stump will not harm the small branch that's connected to it. There is a tiny stump here which I can remove. And pretty soon it will be invisible. I don't think I need a branch here. This is very nice movement plant. If I have a branch here, it's going to block that movement. So just remove that bud. This leaf I don't need. This place is having a shoot which I like. I can later I can wire it down to fill this space. So, or making it a back branch, but still filling some of these space, which I'm pretty happy with. Would be pretty good. I'm going to clean this stump here. I've wait for maybe a year or so. I think I can clean it. not an easy location. Okay. I think I can clean it still better. Because it's between two branches, so it's not an easy location to access. Okay, I think that's pretty well cleaned up. Now I just have to seal it, and it's going to look very nice, perfectly. Okay, I'm going to bring my sealant and get some water. I have some water here. Okay, so this is some of the best sealant. It's cut, let's see, imported from Japan. I just get it from Amazon. So so before I use it, I need to wet my fingers. Otherwise, the sealant will just stick to my fingers. So people normally, traditionally, people would lick their fingers before they touch this sealant, this putty. But I think after the pandemic, no one is doing that anymore. Oh, the spider has escaped from the tree because too much disturbance. Come back to the tree. Okay, back. Just going to push it on there and seal the entire thing. I think there are two colors of this sealant available. This is so-called conifer, and it is this color. And the other one is for deciduous tree. It's a different color, but I think it's just a color different. I like this color better. It's more invisible when it's applied on the tree, and I think there may be some healing factor in it. So it's going to help the wound to heal. And I think after a year, we can take that putty off, and the wound may no longer be visible. Even currently, it's not very visible anymore. It's just a thing that you can put on the wound and seal it and help it to heal, and you can take it off when the wound is gone. Just get more water onto my finger so that I can apply the sealant well, seal the wound well without it sticking to my finger. If you don't apply water to your finger, it's going to stick to your finger as good as it stick to the tree, so it's going to be messy. But with some water, it's going to solve the problem. So I have cleaned off that two stump. Hopefully in a year or two, I can take off the sealant, and hopefully the wound will heal. The smaller wound, there is still a smaller wound here which I can clean better. It's between the branches, so it's a bit difficult. Okay, that clean. I think it's cleaned enough, and then I can seal it. Such a small wound may not need to be sealed, but better safe than sorry. These are said to be the best sealant. So I hope it's going to do the tree some good. Okay, there are some spots on it. I don't think I need to spray. I think it's good just to leave it like this. Everywhere is pruned. Here is one more place I can prune to shorten it so that it ramified instead of elongate. This place is still very congested. I'm going to partially defoliate this place so that first we can see the structure. There's a spider on it. Hopefully I did not hurt it. Okay, so this is what the structure looked like. There was a big branch here. Okay, you can see it now from the back. I don't need this big branch. I'm going to get rid of it, this big one, so that it's going to tapered from thick to thin. Yeah. And this one is going backward. I don't need it to go, this branch go backward like spiral. Okay. I think for now, the plant is very well pruned. Maybe behind it, there is a back branch. I can prune back a little bit more. Okay. Then we will just wait for the branches to fill out. Now we have pruned a lot of branches. It should allow a lot of light to come into the structure and induce a lot of back budding. And I was planning to spray the tree, but I decided not to, because the overall health of the tree is still quite good. You don't need to spray it. But I do need to clean the scissor with some wipe with alcohol in it. 70% alcohol. I'm going to clean it so that when I prune other trees, I do not transmit the disease. But I finished repotting several months ago. So now if the tree survives, the tree is getting strength. So it's not so easy to get disease on them. So I'm simply wiping my tools with a alcohol wipe. And I think this is it for my blueberry bonsai right now, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.